I've seen all these videos. Excuse me, I'm taking my braids down. I've seen all these videos about DR Horton homes, and I wish that we knew before we bought this house, because the way we've had to replace everything, and I'm not even playing. We've been in this house 4 years. Okay, we've had to replace the toilets. We've had to replace the faucets. Let me show you. I'm not done. Hold on. We've had to replace the dishwasher. The microwave, it needs to be replaced. The refrigerator, Whirlpool. Let me show you something. Look. Had to buy more of these. And then the floor. Look at this. Cheap vinyl. And it's coming up.
If you're looking into DR Horton, just don't buy DR Horton and move on. Here's why. I have had so many issues with the home, like things that never should have been an issue that they did wrong from the beginning, and they don't want to fix their mess. They will not respond to you. It takes months and months of reaching out for someone to even respond to a text message, an email, a phone call, anything. Not just me that has had these problems. I've talked to other people in the neighborhood, my neighbors, they have had these same issues, and I've been reading stuff online, seeing videos. DR Horton is just, I don't know why they're the #1 builder in America, because they suck to fix. Here, I'm just gonna tell you the things that I had to fix. So the biggest problem that I'm dealing with right now is that my yard is flooding. They never graded it correctly. The water, every single time it rains, not even in the summer, like today, it's spring, I have a big rain, I will have standing water in my yard for multiple days, close to the house.
It's nothing for DR Horton to fix these people's situation. It's nothing. It's easy. It's a lay down easy hand, but they won't do it. And it's going to cost them a brand.
An Atlanta News First investigation uncovered more than a dozen Georgia homeowners who allege one of the nation's largest builders sold them defective homes.
Arbitration records reveal that homeowners claim the company sold them houses with faulty plumbing that have repeatedly failed, causing water damage. Atlanta News First investigative reporter Andy Parati shows us one of those homes with dozens of leaks.
November 21st, around 8 p.m.
Like clockwork, the water pipes in Matthew Arden's new home seem to leak.
These pipes like to burst on Fridays.
On schedule for years.
I mean, they burst every day, but it definitely likes Friday nights when I'm getting ready to settle down.
How many leaks have you had? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, 26, 27. I stopped counting somewhere in the teens for a little while because they were coming one after the other, like day after day.
That's something we need to get fixed.
Today, Matthew says his home looks like Swiss cheese.
Put a finger down if you bought a DR Horton home 2 years ago and you're on your third shower replacement due to leaks and mold. Put a finger down if you've experienced violent rain via your air vents.
Hole.
Wow, he got hole after hole after hole, and that looks like a dope house too.
After hole after hole.
Another leak and another leak and another leak.
Matthew says the holes left the door open for bugs because he had to repair the pipes.
Roaches and bugs.
That's awful.
It is. My wife wants to kill me. That is the one bug that she cannot stand is roaches.
Matthew purchased his home in 2019 from DR Horton, one of the largest home builders in the country. It was brand new, turnkey ready. But an Atlanta News First investigation uncovered he's not the only one in his Dallas, Georgia neighborhood experiencing problems.
Do not buy a DR Horton home. I repeat, do not buy a DR Horton home. Yes, they gonna be real cute when they done. But the problem is, they gonna fall apart. I'm talking about wind gonna blow 3 times, house fall apart. One season of settling, your house gonna fall apart. Do not buy a DR Horton home, I'm trying to tell you.
And you know, it's so crazy. I know where that neighborhood is in Dallas, Georgia. In Dallas, Georgia. Yeah, there's a Dallas, Georgia. And I know where that neighborhood is. And, damn. When you hire all these cheap behind workers because they're here, beating immigration charges. Yeah, some of y'all ain't gonna like this shit, but I'm telling you. They beating out the immigration charges. And so these companies are manipulating the situation and using them to build these homes. Some of y'all don't want to hear it, but these homes get built in record period of times, like record time. For 3,800, 4,000 square foot homes, they should not be taking this that short of a span to get built. It shows lack of care and attention to detail. And I've seen more videos about this. Like I said, I sold D.R. Horton before. That was probably one of my very first sales in my first year in real estate 20 years ago. D.R. Horton is considered the America's builder. I walked into the building structure and we were doing a walkthrough because we were going to close the next day. It was actually that day. and I remember because it held up my commission. And as an agent, damn, you held up my commission? Why? Because I pointed it out. The owner didn't even see it. I turned around and I looked and I said, damn, I could either be quiet or I can open my mouth. And I opened my mouth and I said, that chimney is warped. Sure enough, the chimney went like this. I'm like, how could he not see it? Maybe it was at the top. So it's so much stuff going on in the house. These guys some people don't get inspections done on their property too.
New build homes are not what they used to be, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I live in a brand new build by D.R. Horton. It was built last year, and I would never buy a home from this company because of what I've seen as a renter living here. First of all, they rush everything and half-ass everything, so it's like everything's poorly built. At my old house, that was built in like the 70s. When my toddler would get on the walls with crayon, I would just get a little wash rag and wipe it and it would come off. Over here, it's like if you do that, all the paint comes off with it when you wipe, so you have to just repaint.
And because they don't get inspections done, because it's a new construction, and it's like, obviously you're thinking, man, it's a new construction property. There can't be anything really wrong with it. It's brand new everything, right? That's why you buy a new house, because you want new everything. I will take an older house. It doesn't have to be super old, just coming from a good century, a good decade, good established subdivision over one of these new properties at any day. Quick timeout. If you're serious about winning in Georgia real estate, grab my Georgia off-market property list right now. These are hidden opportunities most buyers and investors never see, and we do the heavy lifting so you can focus on locking up deals and growing your portfolio. Hit the link in the description and download it now. All right, let's get back to the video.
According to a pending arbitration complaint against D.R. Horton, at least 15 other homeowners claim their water pipes started leaking about 4 years after moving in.
We're just waiting. It's like a time bomb. I'm a nervous wreck all the time, wondering when it's going to hit the fan.
John and Rosemary Pastula, Greg Reneker, and Yasmin Roman.
You don't want to go out. You don't do your normal routines because you're so worried that when you come home, you're going to deal with a disaster.
These were all brand new homes?
Yes.
Yep. No one had ever lived in this home before you moved in?
No.
Ballpark, how much has this cost you?
Out of pocket, $5,000, but my estimates so far about a little over $50,000.
We've got estimates that to do the whole house would run about $25,000.
$100,000 plus.
Yeah, close to $30,000 out of pocket, and the estimates are $100,000 plus.
Oh, damn. Oh my God. I didn't even get this far in the video when I said I was going to do this video. 100,000 plus, and you just bought a home. Those homes, they run north of about 400, 450. So you think about it, if you pay $450 for a house, $400 for a house, even $375 or $350, you got to turn around and put another $100,000 in to change the pipe and the plumbing. And the worst part about this is we're only talking about the plumbing leaks in the house. They haven't even said anything about the water bill because, damn, some of these that's why I tell people, this is not for the faint of heart, bro. It's not. Because D.R. Horton will fight tooth and nail.
In damages.
D.R. Horton did not respond to multiple emails and phone calls from Atlanta News First Investigates. The pipes D.R. Horton used in all of the homes, according to the arbitration complaint, were manufactured by the same company, Upinar.
It is coming from
Another piece of Upanor pipe.
Upanar declined interview requests, sending this prepared statement that reads in part, independent experts have categorically stated there is not a systemic issue with our PEX pipe, adding we recognize the disruption plumbing issues can cause and have been actively engaged in working towards fair and appropriate resolutions.
So that's just one of D.R. Horton's issues. D.R. Horton is not just dealing with a Georgia community. D.R. Horton is dealing with this throughout the whole country, and it's just becoming to get more national or local news traction.
Go to the North Shore now. More than 200 people gathered claiming that their homes are not a safe place to live. Most of those homeowners are living in Lakeshore Villages. It's a development built by D.R. Horton, who is being sued by thousands of people. WDSU North Shore Bureau reporter Chantel Davis is live in Slidell tonight with the concerning claims from those residents and a big packed meeting tonight. Chantel.
Yes, Sella, and tonight's meeting got pretty passionate with some residents leaving in tears, and all of that emotion built up because they say their dream home turned into their nightmare.
Cannot no longer be silent.
It's a cry for change.
I done had 3 walls ripped up, the ceilings, the floors. What's next?
Hundreds within the Slidell community say they are suffering in their own homes.
I asked the superintendent at the time, what can I do about, the mold, my health? Do you know how much mold is in my house? What type of mold? And I wasn't given an answer. It was, I don't know, we'll get back to you.
And my favorite place that I love, my bedroom, is contaminated. And the air that I'm breathing in there is harming me.
Attorney Lance Oglesby is representing more than 1,000 people who are suing D.R. Horton, a developer who built the homes in Lakeshore Villages.
Because what we're doing is I'm trying to get to people before their house shows visible mold to help people stop being harmed.
In front of more than 200 people inside Living the Word International Tuesday night, Lance says he's tested 120 homes which are positive for high levels of mold. Many families voicing their concerns, saying they are first-time home buyers. But within months of purchasing their home, mold penetrated through their walls and vents. Gail Jones tells me she's afraid her home is killing her.
I think the house is going to be what take him out, not the stroke.
Jones says she can't afford to leave her home, and she's not alone.
We're going to have a hard time selling a home because of all the issues, and I'm still living in it.
Wow.
Because I can't afford to start over.
And that's the challenge. Once that home has mold in it, all that mold needs to be treated. And what's worse is nationally, as an agent, whenever somebody sends you an offer, you're supposed to send over what's called a disclosure. And that is true even if you're selling it for sale by owner. They're going to want some type of property disclosure. The agent may send it over to the owner directly. But the whole reason they do this is they want to know what type of damage has occurred in the home that's significant enough to warrant some type of insight that needs to be shared with the buyer. And if you tell them, hey, this whole my house has mold in it, it came from the builder. The next question is, did the builder fix it? No. We've got the whole community that's going. You see where I'm going with that? You see what I mean? The whole community. That they just tanked the values of that whole community. People who had first-time buyers who lived in that home, and they tanked all their values. If D.R. Horton doesn't fix that, if they don't find a way to actually fix each and every issue, we're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that are lost, that they can lose, including attorney fees. Crazy. So I tell y'all, man, buying real estate seems very sexy, but your mind has to be right. You should really have a professional with you doing it. No matter what state you live in, no matter where you're at, do a property inspection. Even if it's an investment property, Let them put it on paper so you can see exactly every last thing that's wrong with that place, and you can make a better informed decision. Because just because it's a new house doesn't mean that there's no problem.